Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep.
Hey wife, we just got a new sponsor. It's Anchor. They must think we're doing something right because they picked us back up.
That's amazing. Want to hear something even more amazing?
Yeah?
I actually know what they are.
You are full of shit. I'm calling your bluff. Tell me about Anchor.
Okay, so Anchor by Spotify is the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place.
I'm actually surprised you knew that, but did you also know that Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer?
Yes, because I see you do that on your phone all the time and it looks pretty simple.
It really is, and when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
But I use CastBox.
Yeah, darling, I know you like CastBox. It gets distributed there too, and lots of other platforms as well.
And how much are we paying for this awesome service?
Absolutely nothing.
Coolio! So then we should tell people to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started?
Yep, do it now.
Husband!
Wife!
It's a Q&A Saturday!
It sure is.
Guess what we're talking about today?
I have not a fucking clue.
Well, I couldn't come up with any questions, per se.
Okay.
So I thought we'd talk about who the fuck is Joshua and who the fuck is the nun that he's the son of.
Hey, that's great, because we're in Joshua, so
right?
We should probably know about this fucker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
do it.
Okay, so Joshua, son of Nun.
Yeah.
And the first thing that you should know is that when I say son of Nun, I'm not saying none like zero.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that at some point. Whatever, it's, he's Joshua, son of Nun.
Right.
But Nun doesn't mean zero.
No, it's N-U-N, like a Catholic nun kind of thing.
Got it.
But he wasn't a Catholic nun, obviously. His
right.
name was Nun.
Okay.
And he was from the tribe of Ephraim.
Okay.
And he grew up in and may have lived his entire life in the Israelites' Egyptian captivity.
Well, not his entire life. The last 40 years have been spent wandering the fuck around.
Not Joshua. I'm talking about Nun.
Oh,
Nun.
Okay. I got
Nun was from the tribe of Ephraim, and Nun grew up and may have lived his entire life in the
slavery.
Israelites' Egyptian captivity.
Got it.
Okay?
Got it. Yeah.
And in Aramaic, Nun means fish. So he was probably like a fisher guy.
Got
or
it.
some shit. But there's also, keep in mind that, and I promise this is going to come back around, okay? Keep in mind that Jesus is often referred to,
Right.
is often referred to as the fisher of men.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So just hold that in your head.
I'm holding it in my head.
Okay, we're going to come back around to it.
Right up there in my head.
Okay, so anyway, Nun, the tradition places Nun's tomb near that of his son Joshua. But we haven't got to Joshua's death yet, so I'm not going to say anything more about that.
Okay.
But obviously he dies at some point.
Sure.
And so their tombs are near each other.
Okay.
Hypothetically.
Right.
And there are towns today that actually encircle the places where their tombs are believed to be held.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
That's
you
really...
could visit that kind of thing.
That's kind of cool, I guess.
Right? In a historical context,
right.
Not in a religious context.
Right, yeah.
Right. So Joshua, son of Nun, was born in Egypt prior to the Exodus. Okay?
Right. Because he was one of the
one of the ones.
That made
yeah.
It, so,
yeah. So he lived during the Bronze Age and died at the age of 110.
They all lived to like 110, 120.
Yeah.
All the ones that are important, you know?
Yeah. They all lived well over the age of 100, though.
And they're spry the whole fucking time.
They're spry old guys. Yeah. So, okay, remember that thing I told you to keep in your head a minute ago?
Yeah, what was it?
Jesus is often referred to as the fisher of men.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
I am assuming no.
Well, like the fisher of men, it's that he gathers people to him as a leader, you know, like a fisher of men.
That's kind of what I would have guessed if I had to on a test, but you know.
Right.
Like, I didn't know for sure.
So the English name Joshua is a rendering of the Hebrew language Yehoshua. Okay. And in various, I didn't go through all the etymology and all of that, but there, you know, over the years, that name has been interpreted in various languages at one point as Yahweh is salvation, or Yahweh is lordly, or Jesus.
Oh, wow.
So Joshua is another name for Jesus.
That's very interesting.
Right. And in modern Greek, Joshua is called Jesus, son of Nun, to differentiate him from, you know, Jesus. Yeah.
Interesting.
So Joshua is another name for Jesus.
He was the original Jesus, the OG.
He's the OG Jesus. Yeah, exactly. Which is interesting because if you look online, there's a bunch of comparisons between Moses and Jesus, Moses and Joshua and Jesus.
Right.
Because they were all fisher of men.
I guess it would actually be OT Jesus, not OG.
Original gangster, original...
Old Testament.
Oh, you're stupid. I'm stupid, but you're stupid. So Joshua led to victory a militia group against the Amalekites.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I mean, I knew they were going to fight some people. They spent all this time so far just crossing fucking rivers.
Right. Well, that was before. He did that before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't... Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Back when Moses was still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
Moses charged him to pick out his own group and to lead them. And then Joshua was like, aye, aye, Captain, and took his guys, and they beat those Amalekites.
Got it.
Which
he was a good captain, killer person.
A giant killer.
Right.
Jesus the giant killer. Now, this part I did not know. So that first time that Moses went up the mountain, apparently Joshua accompanied him up Mount Sinai to commune with God.
Wait, what the fuck?
To visualize God's plan.
No.
And to receive the 10 Commandments.
No. Wait, what? What the fuck?
But he didn't go up the second time because no man may come with you the second time.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I'm just telling you what I read.
Where did this come from? What the fuck does that, like, where did you get this? Like, how, what?
Okay, so you know how they tell the story differently in different parts of the Bible?
Yes.
That's a thing. And also, you know how...
Wait, so the Ten Commandments thing gets retold in the Bible somewhere, and in that storytelling, Joshua goes up with them?
Or they, like, they'll say, hey, remember that time when this happened? Like, we've already come across that, right?
They're referring to it or something?
In the referring to it, they're like, and remember that time when this happened, and Joshua went up with him, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So that's a thing. But also, not only in the same text, but... you know how there's like the Christian Bible and then the Jewish book and then the like the Torah and then the Quran and
right.
You know,
and then there's all the books that didn't make the cut for any of them.
Right, exactly. So there's more than one story of this Joshua son of Nun.
Okay.
And it's just common knowledge that he went up the mountain with Moses.
But that's bullshit. Like, okay, the story we all just know inherently, right, is that Moses went up and got the 10 Commandments. It's Moses. You never hear Joshua.
But Joshua was attending to Moses. He was Moses' right-hand man, his assistant. Like, he was his attendant. I'm just telling you what I've been reading.
That could only be true. You know what? So here's the thing. They went back and added Aaron, right? Like Aaron was added possibly by the Deuteronomists, right?
Yeah.
So maybe in the original tellings, Joshua was his right-hand man. But they didn't really mention Joshua in that portion of the Bible.
Right.
Because he wasn't relevant in that portion of the Bible.
I totally agree with you, and I totally get where you're coming from. I'm just telling you what I'm reading and what scholars and academics say in studying all of these texts. And I'm telling you about who Joshua is and what he's done.
That makes me really angry.
I know.
It really does.
So Joshua was with Moses when he descended from the mountain.
Bullshit.
Heard the Israelites' celebrations around the golden calf.
Yeah.
And broke the tablets bearing the words of the commandments.
Wait, who broke the tablets?
He was with Moses during
when he
all
did.
of this.
Okay. All
yeah.
Right. Got it.
Okay. So he went up the mountain with them.
Yeah.
And attended to him up there when, all that shit was happening.
Yeah.
And then he came back down the mountain and was there with Moses when the down the mountain part of it happened.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
And
you know what? That maybe when they were right. So Joshua is one of the few people that's allowed to make the whole journey, right?
Yeah.
So that would make him have to be not participating in things like the golden calves thing and stuff like that. So maybe that's why he got thrown into that. Went up the mountain with Moses.
Exactly.
I wasn't part of that.
Yeah. Because remember, he was one of the 12 spies.
Right.
And that went into Canaan originally. Yeah. And he was the reason that he was able to become Moses's replacement was because Moses found favor in him because he came back with a favorable tale. Right. And didn't lie and exaggerate and get all chicken shit and stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, anything that paints Joshua as better than he actually is is going to be good.
We know how they like to rewrite, stories.
Even in the story itself, they rewrite it.
Sometimes in the same fucking chapter.
Sometimes in the same fucking sentence.
Right, yeah. It's ridiculous.
I know, right? So, remember I told you that there were a lot of comparisons between Moses and Joshua?
You mean Jesus and Joshua?
Between Moses and Joshua.
Okay. All right. Sure.
So, there are some that I can't mention yet because we haven't got there yet. Okay. But it is a thing. So, it's more than just that's interesting. It is understood that Joshua is very, very similar to the Moses story. Okay. And that these are both similar. These are both getting us ready, hypothetically, for the Jesus story. Okay. So for both of them, waters were parted.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the Jordan River, the waters parted as they had for Moses at the Red Sea. Right. Joshua sent spies into Jericho as Moses had sent spies into Canaan. Right. Okay. So
the stories line up somewhat.
They line up. And the reason that Joshua, remember I asked you at the time, how come when Moses did it, it was all bad and wrong? Because it showed a lack of faith in God. And,
sure, yeah.
That's part of why they had to go wander. Right. So, and then I was like, how come Joshua doesn't get punished? He sent spies in. Yeah. But here's why. Okay. When Moses did it, he did it publicly, and he chose one from each tribe. He chose a spy from each tribe, and he sent them in hey, we together as the people are kind of scared, right? Right. Although he wasn't really scared. The people were scared.
Sure. So he did it as a show for the people that were scared.
Yeah. Okay. Whereas when Joshua did it, he did not let it be known. He was like, no, guys, we got this. But then he did privately, secretly pick those two spies and send in to scout.
Okay, got it.
It still showed, in my opinion, a lack of faith in God. Right. Which Moses was punished for. But he
could have put it off as just trying to find the best path through the...
Yeah, and that's
we want to avoid the sticker bushes,
Yeah, and that's why they called it scouting instead of, quote unquote spying. Even though they use the word spy, they also use the word scout. They were scouting the land. Right. They didn't use the word scout when Moses sent spies. They were specifically sent to check out the people there. Right. Because they'd heard all the rumors. Yep. So Joshua just did it smarter and smaller and less publicly. And that's why he wasn't punished. Okay. So that is as much as I could get into with Joshua without going further than what we've read. Okay. But I thought
that's a nice introduction to Joshua. I think that helps kind of
lay the land for us a little bit.
Introduce him to us a little bit. Yeah. So that was that's nice. We're going into Joshua. We need to learn about Joshua.
Sure.
So there we go. We learned about Joshua.
Yeah. And hopefully the next 5 chapters we read will come up with some better questions.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to just come up with something.
Right.
Because I don't know what I'd come up with after this. I mean,
right. Yeah.
Who's Joshua? Nope, we already did that last week.
Right.
What's a Jericho? What's a river?
We'll come up with something.
Yep.
I'm sure. We've
I'm
done
sure.
it every week.
This Bible is rent with questions. So.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was our Q&A for today. Mm-hmm. And tomorrow is our weekly wrap-up. And then we'll be back on Monday with...
Joshua chapter 6.
Yeah, that.
Husband.
Yes, wife?
Remember how you told me we're on Patreon now?
Yeah, why?
Because we're starting something new for Patreon members only. Every couple of weeks, we'll cover something in the news, a current event, or something we feel strongly needs to be discussed. And only subscribers get to hear our discussion.
That's right. It's all for our Patreon members as a thank you for their support. Join now for as little as $2 a month to get all of our extra content. Go to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse.
Do it now. Husband, it's the end.
It is indeed, wife.
Tell the people where they can contact us.
Well, they can get a hold of us via our email, which is sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. We have Twitter at sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh, why do you know? Why do you keep doing that? Ugh. All right, we have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a Pinterest page. But if you really want to get our attention, Twitter's where it's at.
Twitter is where you're at.
Yeah.
And they should also review, like, and subscribe, yeah?
Definitely. Apple Podcasts reviews help us out tremendously. And we also can use your support on Patreon, which is a great place to support us as well. That would be at patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse.
Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.